Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video player. Good day. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your metals market update. And this is for Tuesday, the 18th of July, 2017, around 2:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So an interesting day. The metal market's all up as the dollar gets hit. Obviously, a big element today was the loss of the ability by the Republicans to get another of the president's measures through. They've given up. And what I think the Trump administration really should have done, instead of saying we'll have a vote to repeal, let the bill die as it is. Let people see how uncompetitive it is. Let them start complaining, and let the, if you will, his detractors take ownership of the bill. The Republicans, rather, are probably going to try to get a repeal of it, and then they'll say they have 2 years to work on it, blah, blah. I don't know that they'll get the repeal done of the bill. What should have been done, and I think a lot of us in hindsight, and it's great to have hindsight, should have gone after taxes first. Show the people that I'm going to put money in your pocket. The Democrats would have had a hard time saying and going back to their constituents, no, we're not going to let you put that money in your pocket. Difficult. And then from money there, then you go to the infrastructure spending and then attack the health bill. But what do I know? In any case, the stock market, Netflix carrying the day up dramatically. It added over 5 million subscribers. No one that I know expected that. And don't get me wrong, the earnings aren't that great. It's up 16, it's got 16 cents or something. It's not about that. It's that it's like a young company still going. They're going to have to prove themselves in Europe because I wonder how saturated our markets are getting. But hey, again, I'm not a stockbroker. In the dollar, down again, think of what's going on. People are now going to be saying, forget the tax bill. You can't get anything through. Of course, the Senate's going to say, no, we got a judge in place. We got all these executive orders. That's the problem. The world's saying he's really not getting bills through Congress, and it's not going to be infrastructure. It's not going to be taxes. Dollar down, other currencies up against it, and that's a go signal for the metal markets. So let's go to the metals. Here's the weekly chart of gold. I know when the market was in its steps because I look at the notes people write on our YouTube page. Oh, the market's going down and blah, blah. I think I was pretty clear in saying it's probably got some support back in this general area because of what you had here. And if it rallies, I'm still going to look for that 18-week moving average of closes to be a key number. I'm not changing my opinion. I think you're basically in a trading affair of, let's call it, 1295 to 1204 and caught in that temporarily. In terms of when you go to an area chart of just closes, you've gone from 1209.70 and today you're going to finish the day out and settle around the 1242 area. So not a bad move, but you're in an up thrust there. You can see how the thrust is moving on a chart when I put no indicators on it. And when I put the swing line on, you've got a clear bullish pattern of higher lows, higher highs. Bullish until you take out 1214. Resistance. You sliced through yesterday the 18-day average of closes. Now, you got up the day before yesterday, which was obviously Friday, to that 18-day average, slipped back, able to close over it and extend it a bit today. I don't know if the market's got the power to really run very far, but if it does, again, and it sort of ties in with the weekly chart, 1250-150, the 100-day moving average offers some resistance. When I go to the Bollinger Bands, that's way up over the 100-day average by another $10 roughly at the 1260-170. So there are layers of resistance here, but for the time being, what we have is momentum pointing up. We've got the swing line in an uptrend, and we have upside bias since we're over the 18-day average. Support back at that 18-day average, 1232.70. When we step over to the ETF, the large one, GLD, the market, as I said yesterday, in an uptrend, higher lows, higher highs, closed over the 18-day average, momentum up. If it wants to continue, the 100-day average of closes should be the next resistance point. If it can clear that, Well, then maybe you go to the upper Bollinger Band. GDX, same thing, in an uptrend, upside bias. And by the way, none of the metals in the gold complex are overbought at all. They all are in uptrends and looking at to a group, each one. The 100-day average is potential next resistance. In the gold-silver ratio, what has happened is that as the gold stopped climbing on silver, you can see how it's now slipping back down. We also didn't get up to those old numbers. You know, we got up to 78.42, and when I showed the chart of history, you had to get back up to 83 in order to get through an old high that we've made. You haven't done that. So what we've done is we've recently come from about the 72.5 level to 78.40, and we're giving some of that back. That's where you're at. In the silver market, you have momentum up. You've got the swing line, higher lows, higher highs, bullish, and you're going to settle at or just over the 18-day average. Everything's still in the bull camp in this market. In the copper market, warning signs. Will Rogers, or whatever the name of that kid was on, what was that show? It was a science fiction show. I always forget it. Lost in Space. Ah, the brains are working. Higher lows, higher highs. Will Smith, I think, or something like that. That's an actor, right? And we've got this right here. Do you see how that 18-day, the upper Bollinger Band's your resistance point? Be careful. You're overbought. You're there. The market went up a lot on the Chinese news. It's old news now. It needs something else to keep going from there. The odds favor that the price is going to pull back a bit. Not bearish, just going to pull back a bit. Too overbought in the platinum to want to jump on this train. You got up yesterday, challenged the upper Bollinger Band, backing away from it, but overbought in an uptrend, though. When you come to the palladium, in an uptrend now. Today's action confirms yesterday's outside day up. Until you take out 950, 150, this market's in an uptrend, upside bias, but it too is overbought, so you got to be careful. So we have the copper, the palladium, platinum, all in overbought condition. Dollar index, finally, down to the lower Bollinger Band. So it took a while, it's done it, and it's embedded. So instead of an oversold condition, it's locked into a trend. The first hard bounce will probably see a good amount of short selling come into that market. That's what I would expect until you lose the embedded reading. You know, you hear me talk about this, and for those of you that are serious students of mine, and I know there's a lot of you out there, you should consider my charting course. It's $99.95, and it's got $160 in value built into it besides the price. I'm going to raise the price shortly. And everything I tell you I do, I think you'll agree. I do it. So that price is going to go up. This course was $69.95 in December, $99.95 now. I'm carrying that price higher into the year now. So be ready and take advantage of this when you can get it. Now, let me tell you how I teach. The first thing I do is I create videos, and I've got 54 videos. There's about 4 hours to 6 hours of total videos in this course. I forgot which one of them they are, but they're there. And what you get is you see what I do in the first video, which is done via PowerPoint. So I explain the concept of swing lines, moving averages, Bollinger Bands. I go on and on with the slow stochastic studies. I give you all the little ins and outs. I teach you about inside days, outside days, the rules that I have. There's so much more than you see here. You're seeing when I do these videos the tip of what I do. So I teach you that. Then I take you to a chart, and what I often do is I cover the name of the chart and sometimes even the values. I want you to trade a real chart on the pattern, not get married to the idea that gold or crude oil or whatever it is, gee, I'm always bullish that, or I know it fell, I want to be bearish. I don't want you caught in that game. Then, during the mornings, at 8:30 in the morning, I record a video and I cover 40 charts. I promise you, I review in those, and each one I'll point out the swing line, what the Bollinger Band is doing. What about window envelopes, a study you don't even see me do here? Very important to what I do. And I show you where they're coming in, what you do. I'll tell you what I think the pros are doing and why. So you put that together and you get a real game plan. And if you like these videos, you're going to love what this is all about. So you get the charting software, a $99 value. You get access to those videos, my written updates and oral updates for a full business month, 22 business days. That is included. That's a $60 value. And the course with all the videos and everything else, that is a $99.95 value. So for $99.95, you're getting $160 worth of value. And I'm telling you now, the price is going to go up. How do you get it? You can call my staff at 866-973-2077. You can go online at www.iraepstein.com. When you do, go to the word education. You'll see a drop-down menu. Study it. Take a look at everything. It's pretty simple to work with. And, of course, you can click right up here if you're watching me on YouTube. And from there, what will happen is when you click that, it's going to take you right to those pages. So you get an understanding. There's some videos there that teach you how I teach, and away you go. What do you have to lose? It's the summertime. It's $100. You all know that if you buy or sell anything in the futures market, 100 can disappear like that, and now you're getting this value for it. You owe it to yourself. I'm Ira Epstein. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later today.